Hey beauties, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Angela Denise and I love makeup. And today I just wanted to come and talk to you guys about some shocking news that I just heard. On January the 6th, an article was released stating that Pat McGrath Labs would be going up for sale auction style on January the 27th. So apparently the company was supposed to be put up for sale on an as is or where is basis. And to be completely honest with you, I don't know what all of these different things mean. It just sounds like the company was in financial trouble and now it's going to be sold to the highest bidder. And basically why I'm here today is because I'm sad. So Pat McGrath launched around 2015, and I want to say maybe even 2 years after she was initially released in Sephora, I had tried out my first uh, 6-pan palette. It was like one of those limited editions. It was this eyeshadow palette. It was a 6-pan palette. I don't remember exactly when it came out, but I know I didn't try it at least until like 2017. This was the Mothership Sublime Bronze Ambition 6-pan eyeshadow palette. And, it's broken now. But at that point, like the best makeup that I had ever tried, or best eyeshadow that I had ever tried, had been kind of like MAC was kind of top tier, especially in 2015 to 2016 and before. A couple other brands that was kind of like along that like range. And yeah, this is the first palette that I ever purchased from Pat McGrath. And I was so impressed by the quality. And then I did my background. I knew who Pat McGrath was just by freelancing and being in industry. But just her body of work. She's very innovative, forward thinking, and just there's something uh, elegant yet edgy about her. I don't know. She's a fascinating person to me. And I really did connect with her and her career. And the fact that there was a major brand, someone doing it incredibly big, the biggest, one of the biggest in the industry. And it was a woman that looked like me. So yeah, this is a brown girl's palette. It's a beautiful palette. All of the colors, the pigments, everything blends very well. I don't know. I probably have upwards of 20 total Pat McGrath, no, 25 probably Pat McGrath palettes via the 6 pans, all of the big 18-pan holiday palettes and stuff that she's come out with. But today we are going to be talking about her motherships. I have all well, I have 11 of the 12 Mothership eyeshadow palettes here in front of me because I only recently ordered the Metropolis or Petalmorphosis. Yeah, Petalmorphosis, the number 12. And perhaps that's the very reason why we're here. I just didn't feel inspired by the palette. The palette didn't excite me as every single palette here that I have in front of me. Every palette, all 11, although there may be some duplicity in tone, undertone with some of these palettes, I still got excited in some way, form, or fashion. And for the first time, I will say I really dragged my feet on the last two palettes, but I wanted the 11, but I knew that it had a lot of similarities to some other palettes in her range. But anyways, I want to come and talk about the palettes that I love and how I would rank them, starting with number 12. We're going to go ahead and put the Petalmorphosis palette in the number 12 spot. One, I do not feel inspired. And two, I literally just ordered the palette just so I can have a complete collection of my Pat McGrath Mothership palettes. I really do think that this is an end of an era. And I feel seriously so sad by it because a lot of the reason why I bought into the Pat McGrath Labs brands was because of Pat McGrath herself. And if she's not part of it, then I don't really have that same connection. Yeah, with Pat McGrath not being behind the brand anymore, I just don't know if I'm going to even be really interested in what Pat McGrath Labs has going on. I don't know if they're going to change the name. I don't know what they're going to do with it. So moving on to number 11, I honestly don't even know. Um, Because honestly, like I said, I love all of them in their own very special way. Oh, goodness. I am going to have to put, mm, I'm going to have to put the Mothership One Subliminal eyeshadow palette in the number 11 spot. Out of my collection, this is probably the one that I've used the least. And it's so interesting because I'm really into like this six pan right here. Like now I'm into it, but back 5 years from now, or 5 years ago, 8 years ago, no, that I was warm, everything all the time. So let's watch my favorite out of each palette. I mean, why not? We're here. Obviously I don't have the number 12 spot, which is number 12 in front of me to swatch. So yeah, it's stunning. I mean, I was blown away by Pat McGrath. I just fell in love even more so with eyeshadow whenever I discovered Pat McGrath, and then the Natasha Denonas came out. Girl, what is this called? Depth? I think this is called Depth. This is an absolutely stunning color, isn't it? I mean, it's the prettiest blue. It's not overly sparkle. It's not all the way foil. It has the most finest, most beautiful reflect in the eyeshadow, and it is just divine, as Mother herself would say. In the number 10 spot would have to be the Divine Rose eyeshadow palette. And the only reason why is this is one of my other most least used palettes, because when I got it, I just did not appreciate this eyeshadow tone, which I'm living in right now. So I'm really going to continue over the course of 2026. Whenever I do like my laid back, lofi, and makeup type of videos, I'm going to be probably using my Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes. Um, there are some stunning colors in this palette. This is one of those laid back palettes. This is one of those palettes that fair to medium skin tones really love from a Pat McGrath range. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna swatch this one. So pretty. So yeah, it's just not one that I reach for a lot. But I mean, just looking at the eyeshadow palettes and swatching them right now, I'm already kind of feeling inspired. And especially with the two that are in my 11th and 10th and 11th spots. Number 9 is going to have to be the Decadence eyeshadow palette, because, well, this one was the limited edition packaging. I just don't use it. And one of my eyeshadows are cracked in here. It is a tragedy. I can try to repress it. I just need some Mayron mixing fluid, which I have, and go ahead and try to get in there and repack it. I think that well, first, it's on this list and in the number 9 spot because it just, there aren't very many colors in here that inspire me, that I can't reach for in another palette. And the weird thing about me is I absolutely love blue eyeshadow. Like, I love to swatch it. I think it's absolutely beautiful and pretty, but it's like I don't even wear blue eyeshadow like that. This is like one of those beautiful aquamarine, honey. It just don't get no better than that. Until it does. Pat McGrath really does it for me when it comes to eyeshadows. I absolutely love Mother, and that's why we're here today. We're gonna have, it's a celebration, okay? All right. So number 8. So I'm an 80s baby, and I'm like 80s to my soul. I like pink eyeshadow. I can wear pink eyeshadow tastefully. Do you understand? I can wear pink eyeshadow in a very tasteful manner, and I would do so every day of the week. And this is going to be hard. Okay, number 8. uh Mothership Sunlit Seduction. Was this Mothership number 11, I think? Yeah. This one is actually the newest in my collection aside from number 12. I've only used it once and I absolutely loved the eyeshadow look that I came out with. I personally don't have a problem with a pink color story that has brown undertones like this eyeshadow palette. It excites me so much. The only reason why I drug my feet on picking up this palette because it's so similar in tone to one of my favorite Mothership eyeshadow palettes, top 5 for sure, is Utopian Dream. Um, so yeah, I love this eyeshadow palette. It is beautiful. And the Aquarius in me is drawn to this color. So this is the one that we are going to swatch right now. Stunning, 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 stunning. Okay, number 7. I don't know which one to pick, y'all. I went through a thing in my life, as I believe most of us do, thinking that all of my eyeshadows have to be brown. So once got outside of that, I started trying other things and realizing other colors can look good on my beautiful brown skin. I truly believe that there is not an eyeshadow color a brown skin person can wear if you wear it right. It needs to be tastefully done. Okay, this is hard. This is extremely hard. So in number 7, I'm going to give the Pat McGrath Labs Divine Rose 2. Divine Rose 2 is in my number 7 spot. This is incredibly hard because I do love a pink eyeshadow. God, this is hard. This is hard. Okay. I'm an 80s baby and I like electric pink. And so I am going to, it's so buttery. Oh goodness, it's so buttery. I love this color story, but like I said, I had to put it somewhere. And that's just where it fell because there's another pink color story that I like. It's like Holy Girl. Okay. Hot pink. It's so pretty. Um, I'm just like, I'm gonna live my life and wear my pink eyeshadow. Okay. So that's number 7. Number 6. I'm definitely gonna slide. I don't remember which mothership this was. We'll put them up on the screen. But this is Midnight Sun. And this is a brown girl's dream. It's a traditional brown girl eyeshadow palette, or if you're a fair to medium earthy tone palette. This has some of the most stunning brown eyeshadow colors. This. Now, if you had a mid-tone color that was like maybe 2 tones deeper, but neutral in tone, you literally would not need 4 more eyeshadow. Like those would be your everyday eyeshadow quad, the everyday edit. Um, I love a good green eyeshadow. I love green eyeshadow, especially when it's an olive in base, like the sweater that I have on right now. So let's go ahead and swatch this green color because I love green. Love green. Love green eyeshadow. It's stunning on brown skin. That's pretty. I mean, look at the reflect. This is just high end reflect, not chunky, very fine. Okay. Midnight Sun is a legend. So Pat McGrath Mothership 2 Sublime is going to be in my number 2 spot. Now, after I purchased my first two, my first, pretty much after I purchased my first Mothership, it was downhill from there. This is Mothership 2 Sublime. This is another good, solid brown. What the heck? Okay. This is another good brown girl friendly neutral supermodel type of an eyeshadow palette. These colors you can do anything with. And this is your glam. Now, I love a good bronzy base gold. So let's go ahead and get into that gold, because that was one of the things that a lot of people complained about when it came to Pat McGrath, was she so many golds. But honey, when I tell you there's so many ways you can do a gold. But she did get, go overboard there for a while. Oh, so many gold eyeshadow palettes, or so many gold eyeshadows seemed like that they were duplicated within her eyeshadow palettes. That's more kind of like an orangey base. This is very beautiful. This is very much so bronze. This is stunning. Love Mothership 2 Sublime. I don't use it that much. And I think that because I dipped my toe outside of the brown eyeshadow palette. I like color. I like stuff that has color but neutral in tone. I don't know. Okay, I do know. The palette in my number 4 spot, it has to be, because my top three, all my top three. The Mothership 3 Subversive. This was my very first Mothership palette. And I remember when I hauled it on my channel, I was wearing a blue spaghetti strap top, and I had on this eyeshadow, Gigabyte, another green, chartreuse, and kind of chartreuse yellow, but still leans very green. It's one of the prettiest green eyeshadows, that probably the prettiest green eyeshadow. That purple up here isn't bad at all. I mean, this is woo, one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes in my collection. Still, I can do an everyday situation with this, and this. Add a pop of color, or if I just want to add kind of like the opened up inner corner, add that. But yeah, I can do a supermodel look. I can do an everyday look. I can do a fun look. I can do a lot of stuff with this eyeshadow palette, and I love it. It's in my number 4 spot. This is hard, 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 hard. Cause one of these I wasn't expecting to love. I had just had my first son when it came out, so I didn't pick it up right away. Not because I wasn't excited about it, but I just knew that I would not even be able to open it. I just had my first baby, and eyeshadow palettes had to take a back burner. Um, I was hoping that this one would be a good one. And Pat McGrath Mothership 10 Moonlit Seduction is in my number 3 spot. I love this eyeshadow palette. If you always wanted a Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette, but they seem too much for you, and like the Divine Rose 1, and is it the Mothership 1? The one that's kind of cool tone. If you are a person that has brown skin and those may not be flattering on your skin tone, this has to be the one. If you just had to have a Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette, because the undertones in the eyeshadow palette is neutral. So think these 3 rows right here. And these are neutral in tone as well. But as far as like your everyday, that, and that's one of the reasons why it's in my number 3 spot, because it has that flexibility. Um, I can do a everyday look every day different with this eyeshadow palette, and I'm wearing it today. Yeah. It's very pretty. It's very effortless, and it's something that I could reach for every day. And that's why it's in my number 3 spot. Now, my number 2 used to be my number 1. My Mothership 5, my second Pat McGrath Mothership palette. Go back and forth. Used to go back and forward in my number 1 spot. We got a new number 1 now. So in my number 2 spot is the Mothership 5. Is it bronze? Bronze Seduction. Look the artwork, guys. The artwork. Okay? There'll never be another Pat McGrath. The Mothership 5 in all her glory. It's special. Again, with the 6 here for brown girls, every day. You could use it every day. I could use this palette every day and never get tired. I mean, it's just beautiful. Y'all, I did not swatch the last couple of palettes, so I am going to stop and do that. My favorite eyeshadow out of the Submersive Mothership 3 is definitely that chartreuse green color. So let's swatch her. You see why? Okay. Because that is what this video about. This video is about paint. It is appreciation. I love my Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes. And that's not going to change. I just may not talk about them as much on camera all the time. This is my number 3 spot. Was it Moonlit? I keep getting Moonlit and Sunlit. Yeah, Moonlit Seduction. And honestly, I don't know which one is my favorite in this palette, but I'm gonna go with this one that has that blue to purple shift, which is what I have on my lids right now. That one is kind of screaming Aquarius. This is ooh, yeah, blue to purple. It's pretty. That's so pretty. Yeah, that's my favorite eyeshadow palette. Eyeshadow in this palette. Now my favorite eyeshadow color in gosh, I have 2 favorite eyeshadows in the number 5. Okay, it's gonna be this beautiful pink Blitz Astral shade, whatever, and this pretty red. Okay, let me take off these swatches so that I can give you some other swatches. For my top 2 eyeshadow palettes, I gotta swatch more than one. Okay, we are gonna swatch both of these. Get out of here. Look at that. Oh, man. It was good while it lasted. Okay, so beautiful eyeshadow formula. I don't have a red like this, and I do not have, I may have something from Denise, but I don't think I have any other pink that sparkles like that. Okay, y'all probably can figure out what my number 1 is unless you're just not keeping up with it. But in my number 1 spot, I think that I firmly landed on my dream of a pink eyeshadow palette, and that is Utopian Dream. This is my favorite eyeshadow palette from Pat McGrath. I just love it. I remember it when I tried it out. It's this is incredibly romantic. Oh, I may do a Valentine's Day tutorial on this with using this, or do my Lofi and jams that's gonna come up around Valentine's Day. I do that. Um, it's romantic, but it's brown base, which makes it wearable for my skin tone. I love the creaminess, the butteriness, and the metallics in this eyeshadow palette. This on brown skin can be used as a blush or an eyeshadow. I love that. Um, there's a couple of shades in this eyeshadow palette that we're gonna need to swatch. And I can't get enough of this eyeshadow palette, and I've loved it since the time this between this one and the Divine Rose 2. So like this and Divine Rose 2 are like my top pink eyeshadow palettes in my collection, but in general. Um the way she has the palettes laid out are good for brown skin. So any skin tone, but it definitely keeps brown skin at mine. Or if you have like a neutral or golden undertone, like those palettes would work for you. The undertones that just how she lays out her eyeshadow palettes just work. Most of them work for me. And I love that I can use all eyeshadow colors within an eyeshadow palette. And with a lot of brands, all of those taupey, light, medium taupey colors sometimes can look ashy on brown skin. And so, yeah, I just don't have that problem when it comes to Pat McGrath. And yeah, this is my number one Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette ever in my collection. So let's see what colors we want to swatch. We're going to swatch, I don't know, however many I decide I want to swatch. This color is pretty. Let me swatch it with the other hand. Uh, let's see. This color, I really love a coppery, like metallic. I always love those types of shades because they can be one and done. Oh, those two together. That would be like the basis of a beautiful wearable Valentine's Day pink tutorial. It's a trio chrome, I think. It's disgusting in the best of ways. Then you have these astral shades here on the end. And the Aquarius in me is always drawn to purple. And they are very sparkly. Uh yeah. So this was longer than I wanted it to be, but I just want to pay some appreciation to Pat McGrath, and I believe that it's an end of an era. And I want to come and just appreciate the greatness of Pat McGrath Labs eyeshadow palettes. So let's continue the Pat McGrath conversation down in the comment section. And if you like eyeshadow tutorials and talking about eyeshadow palettes, you're going to want to check out the playlist that's listed above. And I'll see you in the next one.